Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, April 21st. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started shortly with our analysis for today. So I've got a couple of things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. Few more things here. And I think we're good to go. All right, so let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we can kick off this live session. So all right, guys, here we go. I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in. All right. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, April 21st. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. I'll give a few more moments for people to, make their way in, and then we'll get started with our analysis shortly. I think there's just one other news event that's currently running right now, or running shortly. I think it was PMIs. We have some inflation news coming up today. We have flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI at 6:45. Then we have Fed member Cook speaking at 1:35. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark that up on the chart real quick. And I think that's the only news for today, 6:45. Right there. Here is the clean chart. I'm going to go and mark up 6:30, up 8 o'clock. And I think we should be good to go. All right, let's see who's here so far. Morning, David. Morning, Martha. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Ben Hartwig. Morning, Karen. Morning, Glenn. Morning, Satyam. Morning, T. Morning, guys. All right, so so with that said, we have news over here at 6:45. Let's take a look at the overall bias for today. So looking over here at the fundamentals, go back to the home page. So looking over here at the fundamentals, the Dow is currently up 40 points, S&P is up 2 points, Nasdaq's down 12 points, oil's up 1%, and the 10-year bond is down less than a point. So with that said, we have a neutral bias with regard to the fundamentals right now. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 66% short. So this indicates that 66% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically want to do the opposite of them. So we have a neutral to bullish bias with regard to our trading direction for today. Looking over here at all the time frames, as you guys can see, everything here is pretty much bullish for the most part, except for the 4 hour and 1 hour, which are a bit neutral right now. However, everything else is pretty much bullish. 1 minute's bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish, 30 minutes bullish. Reason for that is because price is above the pivots. Pivots are angling up, and the trend meter down below is green. So with that said, looking at the technical bias, technicals are currently bullish for the most part. Retail sentiment is currently bullish right now as well. However, the fundamentals are currently bullish neutral. So with that said, we're probably going to be inclined to take buys today, but that's not always the case. We're just going to stick like this on market open. So we'll see what happens in the next 3 minutes when the market does actually open. Morning, Dan. Morning, Gactive. Morning, Søren. Morning, guys. All right, so it looks like about more than half of you guys are here so far. So market is opening in about 3 minutes, guys. There's no specific entry for us to take here. There's currently a higher high right here. So if price does push and break below the pivots with the sell signal, there may be a technical entry. There technically may be an entry for a sell. However, as I mentioned, we currently have somewhat of a bullish bias. Not that we're going to avoid any sells here because, we have enough space here to take any entries. Like there's still opportunity here to take entries. However, we'd feel more comfortable with a possible buy. So we'll see. Hey, AR, how's it going? Morning. All right, guys. So market is opening in about 2 minutes. We'll see how this ends up pushing around. Let me check my FX book to see if there's any other news events that I may not be aware of. But I think there's just one news event today at 6:45, which is PMI. So we got global S&P global manufacturing PMI, S&P global composite PMI, S&P global services PMI, all very high impact news events. So you want to be very careful about taking any entries around that time. So we'll see. Hey, Maria, morning. All right, guys, market is opening shortly. Other than that, there's not really much else for us to look at right now. Pretty much looks bullish. So we have bullish technicals, bullish retail sentiment, bullish neutral fundamentals. So looks like price may continue to push up higher today. So that's kind of what I'm expecting, but we'll see. So since we have somewhat of a strong bullish bias, a couple other entries that may be of interest would be high-low scalps and V1 variations. So those two strategies work very well in heavy trending markets. So if you guys remember, heavy trending market entries would be the entries that we typically take, which would be V1 variations, high-low scalps, high-low momentum scalps, sideways movements would entertain entries like SR rejection scalps. Pretty much all strategies that we apply work well in a heavy trending market. But, the popular ones would be high-low scalps. If you guys can see over here, there's a couple of high-low scalps that came up. I didn't take them, of course, but there are about 2 high-low scalps that came up right here when this candle closed. Market is now open, guys. So price is now pushing up or pushing down. And we'll see if this corrects right back up. I don't think I'll be taking this trade right here, guys, if this ends up closing. This candle looks a little too big. Looks a lot too big, actually. So, yeah, this here is technically an entry. We have a higher high right here. But this candle right here on open is just way too big. So I'm not going to enter it. I'll probably watch it for a bit and maybe take it for a late entry if I have the opportunity. If it pulls back and comes back down, but I'm not going to hop right into it. But this here would technically be an entry. The candle is just way too big, as you guys can see. If price retraces up even a little bit, it can stop you out before it comes down and hits your TP. So I'm holding off on this specific one right here. I'll mark it up for you guys. I'm not going to take it. Yeah, exactly. Nick said he's going to wait for the next one. Same here. So I'm not in this position right here, guys. I'm just marking it up for you guys. The reason why I'm not taking it because this candle is just too big. Whenever the candle's too big like that, it typically retraces up before it comes back down further. So not in the position. I'm gonna let it retrace up a little bit and then maybe put a sell stop if it decides to come back down. But at the specific moment, I'm gonna wait for a bit. If it comes up here, then I'm not gonna bother putting a sell stop. Pretty volatile candle right here. Let me see if I can maybe. All right, got my sell stop right there. Filled my order. Drop down my TP. Full TP, guys. So I took the trade right there. As you guys As I warned you guys, I said I was going to take it right away, but if it pulled down, I'd put a sell stop there. Price pulled up, let it pull down right there, hit my TP, went straight into a full TP right there. Crap, I used a pretty big lot size too. I was explaining, so I was talking to Tom yesterday about like lot sizing. I accidentally set my lot size to 200. So I actually made a pretty huge profit off that there. All right, so I got it right there. And I'm really annoyed with MFF. Look, you guys will see my profits. Or actually, let me check MFF. There might be a lot size cap on MFF. Let me check real quick. So I took that trade right there, guys. As I mentioned, I waited for it to pull back a little bit, then I entered for a sell stop when it came back down. Filled my order. Let me check MFF because my MFF didn't execute for 200. Let me check my phone. I think MFF might have a lot size cap. Yeah. Okay. So MFF has a lot size cap, guys. Another reason why I wouldn't recommend you guys do MFF, do FTMO first. Their lot size cap is 100 lots. So, okay, I'm not too upset with that with MFF, but I'm still kind of upset because they still gave me partial profits on that trade. So let me just take a screenshot of my account right here. All right, so I made 2,000. Let me show you guys. I took a bigger lot size for my FTMO. I was kind of going over this with Tom the other day about like how, he just needs to increase his lot size. And this is the case with a lot of people, right? If you're doing your challenge, you just need to increase your lot size. If you're doing MFF, you're gonna have to take more trades because you're not gonna be able to increase your lot size. So you can see over here, I made 2,020 on my FTMO number 1, 2,120 on my FTMO number 2, 810 off my MFF number 1, 960 off my MFF number 2, and 960 off my MFF number 3. So let me go and just put screenshot of this real quick so that I can document it. This is an official trade since I took it with you guys. So guys, just a reminder, the only trades that I count as official trades are the ones that come up with a high level momentum scalp and the ones that I actually take with you guys. There's going to be some trades where I don't take with you guys, and those aren't going to count obviously because I haven't taken them. But the ones that I do take with you guys, they are going to count. So, all right, we currently have a lower low right here. If this candle or whichever candle pushes up and breaks and closes past the pivots 1 and 2 with the buy signal, then there's going to be a possible entry there for us. We don't have it yet, but we'll be anticipating that if it does break and close past it. So as we wait for this here, I'm going to go ahead and hey, Brock, how's it going? You're here early today. Assuming you don't have work today. Yeah, good to see you here on time for this trading day. Okay, we have a pending buy signal right here, guys, but we need price to break and close past the pivots. So we need the buy signal to break and close past the pivots right here. If we get that, then possible entry for us. If it doesn't break and close past the pivots, then no entry. We have about 30 seconds left on this. We have a lot of time, actually. Does not look like it's going to close, which is fine. Anticipated it. All right, another possible opportunity here. It's 30 seconds left on this candle, a lot of time still. All right. Again, you guys have to wait for the candle to actually close with a buy signal. We have about 5 seconds left on this candle right here. I don't think it's going to close. All right, so it didn't close again. So another opportunity right here, but as you guys can see, it's starting to lose its strength, that strength to the push to the upside. So does not look like we're going to have entry here. If not, it's fine. Just gotta wait for the next one. And post up my profits real quick. All right, so here goes my profits for that trade we just took prior to this one. So here's my first account. You guys can see the green strip. Took a 200 lot on accident, but it's okay. The thing with this, with what I was telling you guys before, guys, is that it doesn't matter, whether you're risking a lot or risking less, because we typically don't look to lose on these live sessions. So it's okay if I take a 3% risk per trade. Like, for example, I'm using a 200 lot right now for my FTMO. It's okay if I lose a trade because it's going to be the same difference. If I just use a 200 lot every day, it's just going to balance out. It's a 1 to 3% risk. If you do a 100 lot, if you're on a 200K account, then you're doing a half percentage profit potential for a 1.5% risk. So for me, I typically use a smaller lot size because I'm already funded and I don't need to pass the challenge. But if you guys need to pass the challenge, you guys can just use a 200 lot just for the challenge phase. And then once you're funded, go back to a smaller lot size. But yeah, so there's no entry here, guys. We're going to be looking for another opportunity to come up, but there's just nothing for us to take right here specifically. Also, we have news coming up right here in about 5 minutes. I think price will just consolidate a bit until it gets down to that point. But back to my profits over here, I made 2,020 on my main FTMO account right here. Here's my FTMO number 2, 2,120. Here's my MFF number 1, 810. MFF number 2, 960. And then my MFF number 3, 960 as well. So those are all my profits for that specific trade that we took on the live. Other than that, just going to wait for the next one to come up. So we have Christian over here, total profit of 330 off that trade as well. Nice work, Christian. We have Kenny over here as well. Total profit of 1,530 for the day. Great work right there, Kenny. We have Brock over here, total profit of 913 for the day. Nice work, all wins. So solid profit right there, Brock. Chow over here, total profit of 910 for the day. Great work, Chow. I think that's it for right now. So yeah, if you guys have profits post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we'll wait for the next opportunity here. So again, there's another reason why I wouldn't recommend doing MFF first, because you're capped at 100 lot, which, I mean, it makes sense, but they do make it a little more difficult for you to get to that challenge profit target. Yeah, thanks, Indra. Yeah, we have news in about 5 minutes, guys. So we're going to chill out for a bit. There's no entries here for us anyways. There's a current buy signal that's pending. However, there's high lows in between, so there's no room for entry here. If you look at the note right here, no high lows in between the higher high or lower low allowed. So there's no entries for us right now. We're just pretty much just waiting for this news event to come out right here at 6:45. I'm expecting a big spike in price when it gets down to this point here. So what I'm assuming here is if price spikes down, I'm expecting it to correct back up. I actually would want that to happen. I want the opposite to happen, and then I want the correction back up to confirm. So I think the market's still pretty bullish for today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fundamentals again. Fundamentals are currently 13 points. They're pretty flat, but I mean, they're still somewhat bullish. They're bullish neutral with regard to fundamentals. Looking over here at retail sentiment kind of died down a little bit. It was at 66% short on open. It's now 64% short. So you can see that a lot of people here pulled out of their selves. A pretty good amount, 2% of retail traders on that specific broker. Other than that, we'll see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Nick said it'll get moving after news for sure. CNBC reported flat opening as well. Yeah, It's pretty much what it did. It just bounced. So price was up here and then it came down and bounced real quick. So here's the clean chart. As you guys know, the target price point for correction is going to be this blue line over here. So this blue line right here is going to be area of correction. So if price does correct back up, it's going to correct around this blue line right here. That's always what happens, right? If you guys see price come down and price is technically bullish overall with regard to bias, if it does correct back up, that's target price point, opening price. Because this is baseline. In order for it to be positive again, price needs to be above this point. So that's going to be target price point if price does swing up. We do have news coming up right here in about 2 minutes, so I don't recommend anybody take any trades right now. If you guys are funded, I think PMI might be one of the restricted events. It's a high impact news event that is likely to impact the market pretty heavily. So let's make sure you guys are not in any trades right now. If you guys are funded, you guys got to make sure that you understand that you guys can't trade around certain news events, especially for US30. It's just too volatile. Yeah, I think you can't trade 2 minutes before or after news events. So yeah, if you guys are funded, make sure to review your contract, because I've lost accounts due to that by violating little things like that, trading over holiday weekends and stuff like that. All right, guys, news candle is coming up in about 30 seconds. Nice. Karen said she lined up for the breakout, also held, moving to profit, trailed, got stopped out of decent profits. Now that the breakout, 250 pips are almost guaranteed. So I typically move it to 250, then trail. It's nice, Karen. Now it's a smart move. All right, so there you go with the news candle, guys. You guys can see the big candle just like we anticipated. No surprise there. We already knew this was going to happen. I actually want this to drop further down. So it's cool if it drops further down, look for the correction and then swing right back up, because it's going to correct back up eventually. I would prefer it to come down for manipulation and then shoot all the way up. And we pretty much ride that, a bit higher. So I'm going to move this over. We already know that's a news candle right there. Really nasty candle, as you guys can see, just a huge wick. Question from Emka. Emka's asking, what platforms do you utilize to best monitor your news? I typically use Forex Factory and MyFXbook. Those are the two economic calendars that I use. And I use CNBC for more real-time news. I just use the economic calendars for those two websites, and then I use CNBC to see if there's anything specific happening at that specific time. So those are the main ones I use: Forex Factory, MyFXbook, and then CNBC for actual real-time breaking news. Yeah, Brock said he's going to sit out for a bit and just wait. Yeah, Brock said, and they conveniently give a hammer at 0.44 for Candlestick Pros to enter news forecast early. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, price is pushing up right here. This is kind of what we anticipated, because as I mentioned over here, target price point is going to be that blue line. Price is pushing up right here. Not one that I'd recommend taking or pushing up with. There's no entry there, of course, but we'll see where this ends up going. There's technically an entry there if you're applying one of the other strategies. If it closed with the buy signal, that'd be a pivot scalp, because everything over here is pretty much bullish, but not one that I would take, obviously. All right, so there's no entry for us here yet, guys. We currently have a higher high right here. The only problem with this higher high is the fact that it's going to get pushed up higher, and there's no sell signal here. So we currently have a buy signal. So these higher highs are pretty much irrelevant. There's a double body here, though. There's a double body, but it's not going to be a V1 variation because there's no pending sell. There's a pending buy here. So if you're looking to take an entry here, you'd look for a V1 variation off the bottom. So like, for example, down here, there's a double body rejection or double wick rejection. This would actually be a V1. All right, so price is pushing up. Again, target price point is going to be the blue line up here. That's opening price. There's no entry for me to take here, so I'm not taking anything. I'm just watching. But this here would be a pivot scalp entry if it closes with the buy signal. I'm not taking the entry, but just a heads up. Looks like it's due for retracement too. All right, so a new higher high right there. Completely fine. All right, so price is pushing back up further as we see it here. It's gonna wait a bit. All right, we have about 15 seconds left on this candle. If this candle closes, it's going to establish a higher high. And then from that point, we can possibly look for an entry if price does decide to, obviously swing back down. There's no guarantee price is going to push up to opening price, but that's just the target price point. As you can see right here, price got close to it, but it's due for retracement and pushing up for some time now. All right, so we have a new higher high right here. So if we get a sell signal that breaks and closes past the pivots down here, we technically have an entry for a high level momentum scalp. Again, you have to wait for the candle to actually push like very directional. If you guys remembered yesterday, we kind of got suckered into a trade yesterday when price was moving sideways. Just gotta be smart and not hop into that. Even myself, I make mistakes when I get FOMO, or if I just get really impatient about taking entries. So if price starts to consolidate right here, I'm not even gonna give it any attention. It's going to let it consolidate. And even if we do get a sell signal at some point, I'm not going to bother with it. So right here, if price starts to go sideways like it's currently moving right now, I'm definitely not looking to take any entry here, even if we get that sell signal that pushes below, because that's the pattern that we've been seeing lately. Whenever price starts to consolidate, it just prepares for some sort of fake out, which we obviously don't want to get caught in again, like we did yesterday. All right, we got 50 seconds left on here. We'll see if these candles continue to remain flat. If this candle continues to remain flat, then I'm just going to consider this consolidation and range, and then I'm just going to wait for another opportunity to come up. So there may be a possible entry right here. I'll mark it up for you guys. Again, for this entry, if this does close, I'll probably just wait a bit before taking entry. I'm not going to enter right away. Because it looks like price was consolidating here a bit, and I don't want to get caught in a fake out here. Also, the candle is pretty huge. Yeah, the candle is a little too huge. So again, at this point, guys, I'm not going to be entering this trade right away. Or I might not even enter it at all. Does it not look like it's going to close? We have 4 seconds left on here, and there is no sell signal. So there's no entry off that candle right there, guys. All right, we're starting to get some crazy movement right here. Price is kind of moving back and forth. Looks like it's a late reaction to the news event from today. Let me even check the PMI news. Let me see what it was. So the PMI news for today, right here on Forex Factory, was positive. So positive news right here for PMI. So last month it was 49.2. They're forecasting it to be 49. It was actually higher, 50.4. Last month for flash services, PMI is 52.6. We're forecasting it to be less. It was actually higher. So very positive news today. Let me check over here on my FX book. Here's the second news source that I usually look at. Same thing here, all positive. See if CNBC has reported anything. Nothing here, but it looks pretty flat across the board. The Dow's currently down 5 points, S&P's down 5 points, Nasdaq's down 38 points, Russell 2K is down less than 1%, and the VIX is currently up less than 1%. So it's pretty much flat across all of the indices for today. I'm going to clean this up right here. Seems like the range over here just got a bit tighter. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to clean this up right here too. So, all right, I'll just draw the range over here on the clean chart so that you guys can see the movement. So here's a clean chart right here. As you guys can see, it's a big range. Price is just going back and forth between these two areas right here. My assumption is that price will continue to correct to the upside, but right here, there's no entry for us. So there's no entry because there's no lower low and there's no pending buy signal. So there's no opportunity for us to take any buys here at all. Again, we're just gonna have to wait a bit longer for, some more opportunity here to come up. Yeah, Saren said Friday wipeout. Yeah, don't get wiped out today, guys. We made some pretty good profit this week so far. We had about, I think, 5 wins and 1 loss. So we had a pretty good week so far. So just be patient, be careful with your entry. Just a reminder, guys, Fridays and Mondays are the riskier days to trade. Reason for that is because on Fridays, people are exiting the market for the weekend, and Monday, people are re-entering the market for the weekend. So if you guys are satisfied with your profits for today, I would recommend just closing your MT4 or even, switching to a demo account and just playing around, because Fridays are typically very tricky. So you don't want to be risking anything that you don't want to lose. So just got to be, a little patient with these entries to come up. Let's see. Yeah, Frederick said I'm also looking for an upward correction, Sean. Totally with you on patience. Yeah, exactly, Frederick. That's 100%. I do see price coming up. The reason for that, again, guys, is because pretty much all the technicals here are pretty much bullish for the most part, aside from the 1 hour and the 4 hour. They're kind of neutral right now, but everything else is pretty much bullish. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're kind of just flat too. They're not really one-sided. They keep switching between, positive and negative. So fundamentals are pretty much neutral right now. However, I think the main thing to focus on right here would be the retail sentiment. So retail sentiment is still 65% short. So again, if you guys are not familiar with this, this is data provided by IG, one of the biggest brokers in the world, regulated brokers. And they're currently up 65% right now, or they're showing that 65% of retail traders are currently selling. Obviously, we trade a bit contrarian over here. So if that many people are trading sells or enter in a sell position, we typically want to do the opposite and look for a buy. I think long-term direction is bullish. Short-term direction is probably bearish. Still no entries for us here, but price is just pretty much ranging around this area. If price does break past this area though, then I'm expecting price to push up higher and test opening price right there. That's typically where I'm looking for price to go. See, Brock said he's looking for sells within these 5 minutes, then he can close out. Yeah, Maddie said luring in sellers, Friday wipeout, need more on the retail side. Yeah, I can see that too. I think price could come down a little bit to, give some retail traders some hope right here that price is dropping. So this is pretty normal right here. Price is dropping a little bit to, make the retail traders feel a little better about themselves, because, obviously if price continues to go up and you keep getting stopped out, you're not going to want to trade. But yeah, they're dropping price down a little bit to give them a little bit of a gimme. We have a lower low right here, so this is nice. Currently have a lower low. So if this is the case, I need that sell signal to close though. So we need the sell signal to close with the lower low so that when price swings back up, we can catch that swing back to the upside. But we need that sell signal. If there's no sell signal, then there's no opportunity here. Because even if we have a lower low, we can't get a buy signal next. Let's see. Nick said market is getting red. Looks like fundamentals are starting to build up on the red side as we speak. Yeah, we'll see. Let me take a look at the index real quick. So let's refresh it. Yeah, so it looks like on the bullish side, Procter & Gamble and Home Depot are pretty much carrying, the entire index right here. They're up 5 points and 2 points, while Microsoft is kind of weighing it down a little bit, but it's not too strong. So we'll see what happens here. So unfortunately, there's no entry here that we can take, guys. We do have the lower low that we were looking for. However, there's no buy signal that can come up because we currently have a buy signal active right now. In order for us to get another buy signal, we need to get a sell signal to come up. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit right here. New lower low. As you guys can see, price is starting to squeeze the range is getting tighter and tighter as price continues to range within this area. And this just means that price is preparing for a breakout. So we'll see where this ends up going. I'm going to go and just make some adjustments here. My guess is that the breakout will be to the upside, of course, because I'm expecting price to correct back up to that blue line up there, which is opening price. So the range is getting tighter and tighter. Target price point, as I mentioned before, is going to be opening price here. Price might not stay up there, but I think eventually it's going to come and touch that area. It's going to have to at some point. So we'll see where this takes us. But, as you guys can see here, there's no other entries for us to take right now. We have lower low, but we have no buy signal. So it's pretty much irrelevant right now. We just got to wait for another setup here to play out. Question from Mr. Gibbs. Mr. Gibbs is asking, how are you trading futures with MFF or FTMO? I'm not sure if you're familiar, but YM is the same thing as US30. US30 is a copy of YM. So the index is not really real. It's just it's a made up index. US30 is a copy of YM. So YM is the actual future. The reason why we're using future data here is because we have the actual data. So if you guys look at US30, guys, you type in US30, these are all broker data. So you see over here, it's currency.com, Black Bull, capital.com, Pepperstone, ACAP, etc. These are all copies of YM. When you go to YM, you guys can see here that I'm getting the data directly from the Chicago Board of Trade. So this is directly from the exchange. So we have the fastest data compared to whatever US30 data source that you guys are using. So we're not necessarily trading the future, we're trading US30. But we always have a head start. So whenever we take an entry here, we're usually ahead of the game, maybe by a second or a split second. So we're not necessarily trading YM here. We're trading US30, but we have a head start because this is the raw data compared to broker data, which creates their own data. So yeah, Gibbs, well, we're not trading the future. It's just that's the data that we're using to analyze. Because obviously, if you're scalping, you want to have the fastest data available, which is going to be directly from the exchange, not from any broker. All right, so we have a sell signal right here, guys. This is fine, but there's no entry for us to take here. I need price to actually push down lower. So we have a sell signal right here. I need price to push down below this area right here, where this the zone is. If that happens, we're going to get a new lower low. So I'm expecting this to push down lower, and there's going to be a new lower low right here. You can see this LL pretty much adjust. There you go. So it did exactly what I mentioned right there. So price adjusted a little further. There's a new lower low right there. We delete this. And then once this candle here closes in the next, 7 seconds, I'll establish a new lower low here. All right, and there's another lower low. So let's just wait a little bit. I'll let this candle over here close as well. This is fine, guys. I don't mind if price drops this heavy because this is just going to keep pushing lower, and then it's going to give us more room to catch the correction to the upside. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said might drop some more. Nick said we'll probably push down to the next area. Yeah, no, I can see that. So there's a couple areas here where price will likely reach. There's an area of liquidity here. So if price continues to drop down lower, guys, this is something to maybe keep an eye out for, because there's areas of liquidity down here, and it looks like it's going to hit liquidity right there. There's also a high-low scalp right here. Not one I would take because bias is so if this candle closes down below this area, it's a high-low scalp, but it's not necessarily a strong one because the bias here is still it's kind of bearish now. Yeah, so if you guys take the high-low scalp, there's actually a high-low scalp right here that just came up. Not one I would take because this candle is just a little too huge. But yeah, there's a high-low scalp right there, just blasted right through TP. It's hitting liquidity right now. You guys can see all the liquidity here that I just drew up. There's all lows here that haven't been tested. Yeah, look at all that liquidity get knocked out. I wouldn't take this type of trade though, even though I saw the liquidity here, because the sentiment and everything was kind of pushing towards the buy side. So I think this here is temporary. Price might overextend right here, and then it just might swing all the way back up. So, but this here played out. So there was a high-low scalp right here, guys. There was a low right here. We had a sell signal, price broke and closed past it. That was a high-low scalp. So that would have been a full TP. This right here was a pivot scalp if you guys took it. There's a lot of entries here that came up. They're not high-level momentum scalps though, so they're not going to be considered official entries. But if you guys have been following my strategies, there's a pivot scalp right here, momentum scalp right here, high-low scalp right there, liquidity push right here. There's a lot of different entries that you could have taken if you were looking for those types of entries. Again, this is a more advanced way of trading. If you guys are new here and you guys want to learn these strategies that I'm just talking about right now, we have a whole course. So if you guys go on the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here, you'll have access to the course. This is what the course looks like. And for those strategies that I just mentioned, so right here is a pivot scalp, right? If you guys want to learn that specific strategy, you guys just need to go to scalping strategies. So if you go to scalping strategies, right here, the pivot scalp strategies right here, the US30 1-minute pivot scalp, that's going to be this entry right here. For this entry right here that I just marked up, this is going to be the high-low momentum, or sorry, just the high-low scalp. It's going to be this first strategy right here under scalping strategies. And then if you want to see the liquidity pushes, just watch the mentoring session from yesterday, or from Tuesday, I mean. There's a lot of different entries here that came up. So we currently have a new lower low right here, guys. This is perfectly fine. Price is very overextended. So obviously price is due for retracement back to the upside. So, I mean, we'll see if it ends up pushing up from here. If price starts to consolidate up down this area again, we're probably not going to be looking for any type of entry. You can see how price is consolidating right here. So I'll probably wait for some direction here to establish. Or if it pushes up like it's pushing up right now, possible entry. So if we get a straight push right here, then possibly a continuation up. But if we get some consolidation or range here, obviously going to sit it out. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. I agree, bro, 100%. Satyam took the V1 variation right there. He said he took the double body. Nice. For a full TP. Great work, Satyam. Yeah, so Satyam took the double body down here. There's a double body rejection. That's a V1 variation. And then price pushed up right there and pretty much hit its TP. All right, so we're pretty much waiting for this to push up higher. If this here breaks and closes past the pivots 1 and 2, which I don't know if it'll happen, but if it does, possibility right there of TP. You guys heard that click noise? I actually took the V1 variation too, but I entered very late. So I just ended up closing out for a profit, 920. Should have just held on to it, but it's all good. So there's no entry right here, guys. But I did squeeze out that V1 variation right there, Satyam, with you. Actually took it very late though when price was already up here. So I just had to pull out of that because I knew it was a little too late for me to hold on to it. So I'll take another screenshot of of my profits. I know, right, Maddie? 100%, bro. So there's no entry here, guys. The buy signal didn't break and close past the pivots right there. Here are my profits so far. So I'm just sticking to the 200 lots today, guys, because I've already been using it. So I'm like, I might as well just stick to it. I want to make any changes now. Okay, so here are my profits so far. Currently up 2,940 off my first account, 3,640 on my second account, 1,270 off my MFF number 1, 1,470 off my MFF number 2, and 1,470 off my MFF number 3. Guys, so right here, Tom just got this message. This is a scam, guys. So I'm never going to message you guys first, just, a reminder and a heads up. This right here is, it's a scammer. Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. So if you guys ever get a message from me, I mean, my screen name literally says I will never message you first. So if you ever get a message from someone you think might be me, it's not me. We don't have a company Zelle account or any of that stuff. So right here, you can see that Tom, he got this message that, hey, Tom, we're having some technical issues on our website. So payment will be refunded to your account. Simply make payment to Zelle. Never send anybody a Zelle, guys. Don't send anybody any Zelle or any Bitcoin or any crypto or any of that stuff. I'll never message you first, and I'll never ask for any payment outside the website. You know, the website is for protection for both of us. So if you guys ever need to, dispute something, a charge or something, you can do it through the website. Or if I need to dispute something, it'll go through the website. But I'll never message you and ask you for a Zelle. Just, heads up, guys. It's 2023, guys. People have been scamming that way for like 5 years now. You should be aware that those are scams. So thanks, Tom, for the heads up right there. Yeah, Dejan said the overuse of bro in that scam message. I know, I saw that too, right? It's like Kodi Kai count bro. And you'll probably never, I don't say bro in text very often. So I say it when I'm speaking out loud, but probably not in text. The scammers, it's funny. Yeah, I don't remember if you guys remember the scammer that we caught last time. Do we still have the picture of him on here? I think he like accidentally FaceTimed somebody in the group because he was messing with him. And then he actually took a screenshot of his face. Where is he at? That was like a long time ago. Here, let me see if I could find it here. It was like last year or 2 years ago. No, I can't find it, but it was a pretty funny photo. You guys remembered it back then. It was pretty far back. It was like July, I think, of like 2020 or something. So don't worry, guys. We don't have any entries here, so we're not missing out on anything. And we have so many posts here from over the years. Yeah, I wish I had the screenshot. The screenshot was it was a long time ago. It was like 2020. Yeah, never mind. I can't find it. But if you guys have been around in the group for a while, you guys know what I'm talking about. It was a funny photo. They're dumb enough to accept the FaceTime, and then they took a screenshot of his face. Anyways, guys, back to the charts. There's nothing for us to take here right now. Let's see. Tom said he tried to ask me if I was in a live by sharing your screenshot. I say bye, scammer, and got blocked. I couldn't screenshot it. Yeah, yeah. It's been a while though since they've been doing that. So we haven't had people send those messages out for like I think a year now. I guess someone's back trying to do it again in the group. But anyways, guys, just keep that in mind. I'll never message you first, and I'll never ask you for any payment outside of the website. I mean, I don't even ask for payment ever, honestly. There's some people in the group who haven't paid in a long time. Like I'm just like, I make most of my profits from actual trading, guys. So I don't really care about a lot of the other stuff. I definitely don't accept Bitcoin, like C6 said. Do not accept Bitcoin. Don't accept Zelle. Don't accept any Cash App or any of that stuff. So if you guys ever get a message like that, it's not for me. Some profits over here from Kenny. Kenny's currently up 2,690 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Looks like you had an accidental loss right here, but everything else was a pretty nice win. So great work right there, Kenny. I can see what happened here. Looks like you probably try to close manually, and then you ended up getting kind of burnt off that trade. But it's all good. So some more profits over here from Kenny. Kenny made 2,170 on this account, 2,690 on this account. Great work, Kenny. Here's Barack, some more profits on Barack's side. Total profit of 7,868 for the day. Nice work, Barack. Let me see if there's anything else over here that I'm missing. All right, I think that's it for right now. Christian's asking if I accept Shiba Inu coin. Definitely not. All right, so there's nothing for us to take right now, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of my accounts real quick because we just don't have nothing to take. Just be patient, guys. You guys don't have to force anything for today. I mean, if you guys don't even want to trade for the rest of the day, you guys can be fine. 7:14 right now. I'll still be looking for other entries, but if you guys are done for the day, then that's cool. It's Friday. Usually I don't even trade on Fridays, but today's been pretty decent, so I've been taking some trades. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever questions you guys might need answered. But for the most part, we're going to be looking for more entries here if and when they do come up. There just isn't anything for us to take right now. Man, the slippage is crazy on my FTMO accounts. You guys will see right now when I send my screenshot. Yeah, the slippage is kind of trippy because it's almost off like 1,000, and that's FTMO. Price did spike though, so. Man, if you guys look at my MFF accounts, it's like sad. Sad compared to my FTMO. It's like half profit, if not less. All right, got the screenshot of all of my accounts. They've gotten better at screenshotting this. It's a lot quicker now. All right, so there's no entries for us here yet, guys. We're looking for a higher high to establish that we can look for a sell, but we just don't have that higher high yet. I kind of want price to consolidate over here a bit. So we have a pending sell signal here, but there's no entry. This is a lower high. In order for us to have an entry here, it needs to be a higher high. So here are the profits across my account so far. Here's my FTMO number 1, total profit of 2,940 for the day, all wins. Here's my FTMO number 2. This is a profit that I should have had. I had 1,520 on this one. Total profit of 3,640. So solid profits right there. Here's my MFF number 1, total profit of 1,470. MFF number 2, total profit of 1,470. And lastly, my MFF number 3, total profit of 1,270. But you guys can see the difference in profits here. These profits should have been about 1,000 each, but they've been having issues for like the past month and a half. Super annoying, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Just got to deal with it. So let me share this over here real quick. Over here as well. And lastly, over here. Here's Maddie's profits for the day, 700. So nice work, Maddie. 710 for the day. Great work. And here's Barack's other account that he's practicing on, total profit of 565. So solid work right there, Barack. And guys, don't be discouraged if you're trading a demo. Like, so for Barack, he trades a regular account and he has a demo as well. If you're like done trading on your real account, you guys can always shift to a demo account. This is what Barack did. So this is his main account, up 7,800, and then this is a demo 565. If you guys are good with your profits for the day, just switch to a demo account or just close your MC4. The last thing you want to do is lose profits or take a loss experimenting, right? I never recommend you guys experiment with a live account unless you're taking like a very small, lot size or whatever, position size. Okay, so look where price is going, guys. See the blue line? See where I drew right here? Price came to that area, right? I mentioned that this is target price point. It's always target price point. So if we have a bullish bias, no matter how far price is, it's going to push up to that point. And it did exactly that. So pretty solid. Matthew, yeah, Matthew's with me on that. So Matthew said MFF is pissing me off, low key. Slippage is ridiculous. I'm glad that you said that too, Matthew, because I thought I was the only one. But it looks like they've been having issues. So Mr. Gibbs is asking, is MFF down due to slippage? I don't think it's just slippage. I think it's also their spread just gets wide sometimes. Like I don't trade on my main MFF account, but CT over here has MFF on his screen. He said that the spread gets like really wide sometimes. Sometimes it's the spread, sometimes it's the execution time, sometimes it's slippage. It's just all around issue with MFF. I'm hoping they fix it, but they did send an email out like about a month ago. They warned us that this was going to happen. They said that they were making changes to their servers, and in order for it to mimic live conditions, they were going to either set fixed spreads and fixed execution. So it's an MFF side issue. It's not a copier issue. It's an MFF issue. But yeah, I mean, they're still a second best in my opinion for now. The only thing that I don't like is that there's a lot size cap limit. I didn't know that they had a cap limit. So that kind of sucks. And then also, just overall, the payouts are fine. The payouts are on time. They're good at their payouts, but it's just, if I keep getting undercut like this much profit, that's a lot of profit to be undercut. Like you guys saw my profits from yesterday, right? Like on all my FTMO accounts, I'm up like 5,000, 5,000. Then my MFF, I'm only like 2,000, 1,000. I'm using the same lot size on this. It was like 100 lots for the entire week. So same lot size, just pretty much just getting undercut. But it's all good. Until I find another good funding company, I'm going to stick with MFF for now. I'm only using FTMO and MFF. Those are the only two funding companies that I'm using. But I wouldn't recommend MFF first. I would do FTMO first, max out your accounts, get max allocation, and then move on to MFF from there. All right, guys, so we have a new higher high right here. There may be possibility for entry if it ends up coming back down from where it's currently at. As you guys can see, price is getting right next to the sessions. If you guys remember what happened when price gets near the sessions, it tends to, I'm going to clean this up a bit because this is now relevant to us. But I'll turn on the sessions right here to show you guys real quick what I mean. So looking over here, see where price touches the sessions? When price gets near the sessions right here, price tends to get manipulated. So right here, price is near the sessions again. This could be a double top. Price can just come right back down. Same with this over here. You can see when price comes down to this purple sessions right here, which is the Asia high, price fakes out and it comes up super hard, right? Price comes back down right here, fakes out, and then comes back up super hard. So that could be the same situation here. Like what could happen here at this top sessions, which is the London high, price can just, fake out right here and come down super heavy, or price can come up a little bit, fake out, and then come down from there. That's just a lot of different scenarios here that can play out. So want to be careful about taking the entries until you're actually pretty convinced that, what direction price is going. So let's go back over here real quick. All right, we currently have the higher high. In order for us to have entry here, we would need a sell signal to break and close past the pivots down there. If price tends to consolidate a bit right here, I'm just going to sit out. This is the same setup that we took yesterday, which lost. If price starts to consolidate, it's a no-go for me. So I'm not getting burnt like that again. And that's what I mean about like understanding where you eat your losses, right? So like yesterday we ate this loss where price kind of like went sideways like this, and then it ended up giving us a sell signal, and then it shot right back up for a fake out. You guys have to really understand your trades. Whenever you guys have a loss, you guys have to study it and make sure that you understand why you lost. So in the future, you don't make that same mistake. So right here, I'm not making that same mistake. If I get a sell signal here, I'm probably not going to take it, unless if it pushes down heavier. So like, for example, here, we still have a nice drop from where price started from. So we have a higher high right here. Both candles right here have been red. If I get a green candle anywhere in between, then I'm for sure not going to take any trades because it's like a consolidation. But if you get a strong red candle and it just breaks through it right here, then possible entry. So just keep that in mind a bit. I just saw your message. Christian said, CC, why are we talking about McDonald's when I'm craving for a Big Mac? All right, CJ said, I've been really working on my patience and I'm noticing how trade opportunities pop up when I'm not looking for them, or if I'm focused on just one strategy. Yeah, exactly, CJ. That's how you you pretty much shut out all the noise, right? Because, for example, here I have like so many strategies that you guys can apply, but it doesn't necessarily mean you should apply all of them, right? Just focus on like one or two, and you'll have really quality entries every time you trade. So you guys can see the list over here. I have, if you go to template right here, I have about, or you guys can't go to template, but you guys can see here. These are all my strategies that I've shared with you guys over the past 7 years. I've been trading live with you guys for about 5 to 7 years. I have about 30 strategies here. They all work well, but you guys got to focus on like one or two, or else you get confused. See if there's anything else here. Yeah, David said I had several latency issues with MFF. They keep saying it was my internet, never had a problem with FTMO. Yeah, and I agree with you too, David. I had the same issue in the past. You'll never win an argument with them. You can argue with them and complain, but they're not, it's never going to go in your favor. If things get escalated too far, they'll just blackball you and then you can't sign up for them anymore. So I wouldn't recommend that. You know, just milk them for what you can. A lot of these funding companies aren't meant to last very long. I know FTMO will stay around. They've been around since I think 2017. I think they've been around for a long time. MFF is still kind of new, and a lot of these other companies are still new as well. Let's see. Barty said TFT is good, bro. I don't know. I've never used TFT. I heard they weren't good for scalping, so I've never tried them before. I've never used them before, but from what I've heard in the past, people in this group, they've mentioned that TFT is not good for scalping. They're just not good in general. They might be good for like swing trading or intraday trading, but scalping, I heard they're just not good. They're like worse than like TFF. Don't get me started on TFF. If you guys remember TFF, that's like total trash. I wouldn't recommend anybody do TFF for sure. Every time I do TFF, I'll get funded with them. And as soon as I get moved to the real server, it's like it falls apart. They either change the server or like something happens and I just end up getting negative. Like I'll make like 1,500 on FTMO and I'll make negative 500 or negative 100 on TFF. So I don't recommend you guys do TFF at all, especially not for scalping. Maybe for swing trading, but definitely not for scalping. Yeah, exactly. Patrick said most of these prop firms aren't good for scalping because their copiers can't replicate the trades fast enough. Yeah, I agree, Patrick, 100%. FTMO is the only funding company that I've used, which has been perfectly fine with scalping. They also probably have like a huge bankroll because they've been around for so long. So I think even if they don't execute the trades, they'll still pay you out. Because I haven't had any issues with FTMO. And that's the benefit of trading with a company that's been around for so long. Ross said he has an old TFF and they are fine now. Yeah, that's the problem though, Ross. Like when I first did TFF, they were fine and then they weren't. And then Kip said they were fine and I tried to use them again and then they weren't. So I just kept wasting challenges because I get funded with them. And then as soon as I get funded, their servers change for like a month or two and I just end up getting frustrated and not using them. So I'm not going to bother using TFF. If you guys want to use them, you guys are fine, but I'm just giving you guys my opinion and my experience with that specific funding company. They're cheap. I'll give it that. Their challenges are cheap, but cheap doesn't typically equate to quality. It's kind of like comparing like Walmart to like Target, right? Walmart attracts a certain type of person who's looking for cheap stuff, right? Go to Target, people don't typically, right? I mean, if you guys are in the US, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. These different department stores and stuff like that, they attract certain people. Not that it's a bad thing, but they just attract certain people. It's like with a lot of these other funding companies, a lot of companies don't allow bots, but there's a lot of companies out there that do allow bots. Obviously, they're going to attract scammers, right? People who are using bots and trying to scam the system. Yeah, I don't even think FTML allows them yet. Lucas said, well, frugal shoppers go to Walmart. No, trust me, I like going to Walmart too, Lucas, but you go to Walmart, you'll probably see people fighting in the middle of the aisle at Walmart, or you'll see people stealing from the entire store. You go to Target, you're probably not going to see that because the security's on point over there. I'm talking about the people that go to Target and Walmart. I go to Walmart too sometimes. Like Walmart's actually closer to me, but I'll make the distance to go to Target to avoid dealing with like that type of situation. All right, so we have a current sell signal right here that's pending, guys. Pending sell signal right here. There's a higher high right there. If this candle breaks and closes past the pivots with the sell signal, then possible entry. If there's a green candle right here, I'm not going to take a trade because it's just going to be another form of consolidation. But if this here breaks below and provides a sell signal, then I'm definitely going to be looking for possible entry here, but it does not look like it's going to close. We have 5 seconds left on this candle right here. If I'm too late, I'm not going to enter the trade. All right, so no entry there. Another possible sell signal right here, as you guys can see. So I know when the sell signal is going to come up because obviously I created the indicator. So we have a sell signal right there that's coming down. Again, you have to wait for this candle to actually close. And then we will see where this ends up pushing through. All right, we have 30 seconds left on this candle here. Lucas said, definitely not wrong about customer foundation. Yeah, no, for sure, at Walmart. If you guys ever been to a Walmart, like at a random time in any city, you get like some characters in there. If you go to like a 24-hour Walmart, even if you're in a nice neighborhood, you go to a random Walmart, you'll see like some random people in there. All right, so we currently have a possible. So let me see if, okay, I wasn't able to get into it. Let me see if I can put a sell stop here to catch it as it comes down. All right, so I'm not in the position yet, guys. I was waiting for it to close. The candle did close, but I wasn't able to get into it. So I'm putting a sell stop right here. If it comes down, it'll fill my order. And I'll be watching for it to drop down further. All right, so I'm not in this position yet, guys. I waited for it to close and then it just didn't end up closing yet. Kind of closed like at the last second. So not in this position here yet, but I do have a sell stop right there. If price pushes up higher, I'm just going to cancel my sell stop. But this does meet, criteria. So we'll see how this ends up pushing. The reason why I'm not really inclined to take sells here is because everything here is still pretty bearish for the most part. Actually, the fundamentals are currently up 62 points, so they're not really off by that much. Retail sentiment over here is still pretty heavy, though. I think this is the main thing that I'm really worried about because sentiment here is so strong on the sell side. I don't think the market maker is going to let price push that low. So I'm going to cancel my position here, guys. I didn't end up taking it. It just wasn't worth the risk. and I didn't get in at a proper time. So this is what I mean about missing the entry, guys. If you guys are waiting for an entry here and you guys are not in the entry at the perfect time, I would just skip it. Like, for example, if price pushed down and I didn't get in, I would have just skipped it. If price pushed up and I didn't get in, I put a sell stop right there. I don't chase the trades. That's like one of the main things that I never do. Because if you guys chase the trade, that's how you'll end up getting FOMO, revenge trade. And if you lost a trade anywhere, you're probably going to try to get into another one to recover. So from my experience and from my, just from trading, I just know not to chase any trades. I never try to really get in for a discount either. I just wait because I know another opportunity is bound to happen. Let's see. Yeah, Satyam said took the double body and double wick instead. Nice. Yeah, Satyam said just like yesterday, reversal of FTO killer. Yeah, exactly. So it looks like Satyam here is looking for these V1 variations that are coming up. There's one right here for a buy. Looks like it pushed up to your TP right there, Satyam. So Satyam actually caught the V1 variation right here. This price kind of bounced around. Oh man, I should have just left my order up. Came back down. So guys, look. So that same order that we were looking at, I said I had a sell stop here. I would have filled my order if I just left it, but it's okay. I canceled it. I'm not going to count the trade, of course, because it already passed that area. But you guys can see here how these fake outs are playing out, right? Huge fake out right here. I mean, if I left my order pending there, would have filled and I would be in profit right now, but it's all good. I'm not going to risk it. Yeah, I'm not going to FOMO into it. I can already feel myself getting that FOMO where I want to hop into the trade, but I'm not going to. One thing that Jacob mentioned to me is that maybe we should start incorporating the red flags. I haven't really decided on that yet, but I mean, we'll see. Basically, what Jake was mentioning that, like, if you avoid the red flags, we're going to have a lot less entries, but all the trades are pretty much going to hit. I think all the trades that kind of lost a little bit, they were like touching a red flag, like the sessions. So for example, right here, it's including the entire move, not just the entry candle, but the entire move. So the higher high right here is touching the London high right here. So with it touching the London high, this is all part of one entry. So possibly something for us to, maybe incorporate in the future, but at the moment, just not going to, I'm saying to keep it in mind. I'm going to look out for that when I'm looking for entries. Dijon said he got stuck in it, so we let it run. And it did end up hitting Dijon's TP. So Dijon actually took the entry right here. So you can see how price just barely went up here, right? It barely touched it and then it came down. It's just a fake out. That's why I don't like trading around these areas where the sessions are at, because I mentioned over here before, as I mentioned here on the clean chart, that's where a lot of manipulation happens. So this used to be what it still is one of our main red flags. As you guys can see, price came up right here and it just nicked it. It just came up, wicked right off it, and it came right back down. So it like literally just manipulated to the upside and then it came straight back down to where it's supposed to go. So Dijon over here actually took the trade, held on to it, and it hit his TP. So nice work right there, Dijon. The trade's obviously not going to count because I didn't take it. The only trades that I count here are the ones that I actually take. But yeah, at the moment, there is nothing for us to take here just yet. So again, we're still waiting for another entry here. It's currently 7:37 right now. So we still have quite a bit of time. Dijon said that that's going to be me for the week, though. Market is nasty, but I get to end the week in profits. Yeah, no, that's key to John. The main thing here is that you were able to, end the week in profits. I think that's a key thing. So yeah, if you're happy with your profits, John, either close out your MT4 or just switch to a demo if you want to keep trading. All right. Some profits over here from CSUK. I'm going to just copy these over real quick. All right, some profits over here from CSUK. CSUK locked in a total profit of 100 on this account, 850 off this account, and 100 off this account right here. We have Dejan over here. These are his trades for the week so far. Current profit of 1,190 for this week. Nice work, Dejan. Solid profits right there. We have Cern over here. Total profit of 505 off this account, 505 off this account, 997 on this account, and 1,156 on this account. Solid work right there, Cern. So Cern's trading 3 different accounts manually. Pretty intense, but nice. Barack over here currently up 1,610 off this account right here. Nice work, Barack. We got Patricia over here. She said held her trades from the bottom to the top. Total profit of about 7,000 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. Dejan said I may actually try to increase my lot size that you mentioned when it comes to the challenges, but that'll be after I finish building up my consistency and discipline. Yeah, no, that's key, Dejan. If you need to increase your lot size to meet your goal, then so be it. All right, we have another possible lower low right here. Let's see if it ends up closing, and I'll establish that as a low. We'll see if this ends up pushing through. Some more profits here from Patrick Stevens. Patrick is currently up 1,372 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. And I think that's it for right now. So if you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free. It's 7:20 right now. We have about 20 minutes till 8. I'll continue to wait for another entry here, but I'm hoping we'll get something soon. If we don't get anything soon, then obviously I'm not going to be forcing anything. As you guys know, I'm going to be waiting for something else here to play out. Exactly, Maddie. 100%. All right, so I'm looking for an entry here, guys. If this here closes red, which it looks like it's going to, or not. All right, I mean, it just looks like price is consolidating around this area. So even if we get a buy signal that breaks and closes past here, we're probably going to just sit out and wait. I'll go ahead and mark up, or I'll wait for it. It's going to establish a new lower low. All right, so there's a new lower low right here. I know, Maddie, right? All right. All right, so we're looking for this lower low here to establish. Once it establishes, I'll draw a zone down there. We have a new lower low. So price is still dropping. Man, that would have been a nice entry too if I just left my sell entry waiting here. So this entry over here obviously got faked out, but if I left my sell entry here pending, it would have went straight to my TP and even further. That's Friday for you though. Typically on Fridays, you guys get these weird market movements. There's no surprise there. Just got to deal with it. All right. So this candle still has some time on. left on it, but we'll see if it's going to continue dropping. All right, let me see if there's something here that's causing this drop. I don't know if it's like there's anything specific causing it, or if this is just the market for Friday. I don't see any other news here. Let's check CNBC. I don't really see anything here causing price to drop like that. I mean, there's not even anything here that's very red. If you look at CNBC right now, it's down 17 points, but there's nothing here really causing price to slump down like that. I mean, United Health is down 3 points, Caterpillar is down 2 points, but this is all normal. Procter & Gamble is still carrying right now. PG and HD are currently carrying right now. Mainly Procter & Gamble, they're up 5 points right now. So I don't know what's causing this drop. This thing dropped like 500 pips. It's not a huge drop, but it's still pretty. I mean, it's a pretty significant drop compared to how the market's moving. All right, Maddie, I'll see you back here on Monday, bro. Have a good weekend. All right, so we're going to have this new lower low right here. Let's see if price swings up from where it's currently at. All right, we have the lower low right here. Looks like there might be a new lower low. Exactly, Maddie. Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely. All right, man. We'll see you back here. So let's see. Christian said the reason I'm trading Fridays is for data purposes, but since my data is giving me most of my losses on Fridays, I'll eventually skip Fridays. Yeah, that's typically why I don't trade on Fridays, guys, because the market moves like this. Like, there's no reason for price to be dumping like this. We just check the news right now. There's nothing going on. But for whatever reason, price is just taking a huge slump. So there's no breaking news here from CNBC. The index it's only down 54 points. It's not down that heavy. Retail sentiment over here is still pretty strong for a sell. Price is dumping super hard right now for whatever reason. I don't know the reason, but it is dumping super hard right now. I don't see any other news events going on. I don't know if anybody knows anything going on right now, but I personally don't. There's nothing on the calendar. The news happened about an hour ago, so unless it's a late effect to the news. Well, I guess the euro. So ECB Ellerson is speaking right now, but I don't think that's necessarily going to affect the market directly, unless something like drastic is happening where they're saying they're not going to use the US dollar anymore. Then okay, that's going to be a big thing. But for the most part, unless there's earnings today. Here, let me check. All right, let's see if there's anything here. I mean, there's no press releases for the Dow today. All right, let's check the earnings calendar over here. I don't know. All right, well, I don't know, guys. I don't see anything here really aside from CNBC, but they reported this earlier. So this was reported. Actually, this was just reported. So S&P falls on Friday, heads for losing week as profit reports disappoint. So this might be a correction back to the upside from where it's currently at. Because CNBC just reported that it was bad. So I think price might do the opposite and push up. They reported that about 2 minutes ago. So we do have the lower low right here. If price pushes up and breaks and closes past the pivots over here with a buy signal, then possible entry for a buy. But at the moment, there's just nothing for us to to take here, of course. All right, well, CNBC just reported this, said S&P falls. If they report on S&P, it's the same thing as US30 because they mirror each other. Yeah, so it says stocks wavered Friday morning as investors evaluated a week's worth of earning results and concerns of disappointing profits. All major averages headed for a week of losses. So, I mean, this might push price up. I mean, who knows? We'll see. There's no entry for us here, guys. And because of price consolidating down here, I don't think I'm going to be looking for entries right now anyways. So it does not look like I'm going to have any opportunity to take any entries. There's no V1 variation down here either. Price did reject off the sessions, but there's no V1 variation or anything like that right now. So we'll see where this ends up going. It's about to be 750 right now. So I don't think we're going to have anything. Patricia said, Sean, calling it a week. Thank you. Definitely, Patricia. We'll see you back here on Monday. Yeah, we have about 12 minutes left till 8, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I don't think I'm looking for any more entries. Like for this right here, I would have looked for a buy if price bounced up from this point and just provided, opportunity. But looking at where price is currently at right here, it's not looking like something I would want to take, because it's consolidating down this area down here. So it's not really worth the risk, because obviously I'm not looking to take any trades here unless it's like a straight push. But it looks like price is probably going to consolidate down here a bit before it ends up shooting back up. I think eventually price will correct back up. The reason for that is because I'm sure retail sentiment here is very strong. So looking over here at retail sentiment, it is 64% short. So if it's 64% short, there's still a lot of retail traders on the obviously on the sell side. So I would expect, some sort of correction to happen here, or, push up higher at least. So we'll see. But all right, let me see. A question over here from Dan. Dan said, Sean, do you have any tips on how to get your limit orders on MT4 set up quickly? I tried a few times and it takes me ages. When I do it, it's really simple. I just right click on the chart. Well, I have my quick trade manager up, so my lot size is already preset. Or you can also have your DOM set up with your lot size. I just right click on it. Like, say, for example, if I was to take a buy entry over here, right? It's like, say, for example, I know there's no entry here, but say, for example, there was an entry at this blue line. I would just right click. I do it on MT4, I right click, and then there's going to be a button that says sell limit. Or for example, if you're looking for a sell below, you'd right click and say sell stop, right? So I would recommend practicing. Like, open a demo account and just practice setting pending orders. Because, once you do it a few times, it's going to be a pretty much simple process. Like, for example, if I was to enter a trade right here, the price is going to say entry point is 33,869, right? If I'm going for 100 pips, you just add a 1 to it. So instead of 69, you put 79, and that's your TP. You just add 1 point to it. Or you add 10 points to it, actually. You add 10 to it. So, I mean, personally, that's how I do it. I find it to be very easy and streamlined, but it's also because I've done it a couple of times. Like, I've done it countless times over the years. So I think you'll get better at it. I mean, it's just like doing anything new, right? If you're driving a car for the first time, you're not going to be a pro by tomorrow, right? You're going to have to drive a couple of times before you start to get familiar with it, and it becomes second nature. Like, I'm sure whenever you drive now, you don't even think about it. You just drive and you end up at your destination. So same thing with like applying these types of tools, guys. What I'd recommend is to just practice the tools on a demo account, or just practice it with a small lot size, and you'll get better at it. Because it's really just simple math. Like, if you right click on your chart, you can put a pending order, and then from there, you'll just double click on it to edit the order. And then you just add 10 and then subtract 30 for the TP stop loss. So it's pretty quick and straightforward. I think there's another tool for it too that makes it easier, but what I do is pretty much easy and streamlined. So I just do the same process every time. Let's see, Frederick said, I guess that's it for the week. Thank you, Sean. You're what's good about this live sessions. Yeah, no, definitely, Frederick. Definitely. So yeah, have a great weekend, Frederick, and I'll see you guys back here on or Frederick and Satyam. So it looks like Satyam's done too. See both of you guys back here on Monday. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, Dan said, yeah, he's gonna try it now in demo. Definitely won't try it until live until he's good at it. Yeah, no, just practice around with it, Dan, and you'll get used to it. It's not really that difficult. I know it's kind of hard at first because you have to do a little bit of math, but realistically, if you do it for a couple of times, it'll be second nature to you. Pretty simple. Let's see. Sisu said, or 0.1, don't need a spike, wondering how it works. Exactly, Sisu. So Andrew said, Trade Assistant makes pending orders really easy. You just drag the order when you want to place it, where you want to place it. You do have to pay a one-time fee of $50 for the tool though. Oh, cool. Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, Andrew over here mentioned that there's a tool called a Trade Assistant. You got to pay $50 for it, but I mean, it sounds pretty useful. If you need something, if you need to set pending orders very quickly. So yeah, no, thanks, Andrew, for the heads up. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. So, all right, guys, it's 7:54 right now. It's about 6 minutes till 8. I don't really see anything else coming up over here. We currently have a lower low. We have a lower high in between it. So I don't think this here will qualify as an entry. Also, price has been ranging for quite some time now. I do think price will correct back up. That's like my guess, where price is likely to go in the next, couple hours or so. However, if you guys don't need to trade, I'd recommend just calling it a week. We did pretty good this week. I think we had 5 or 6 wins and then just 1 loss for this week. So, I mean, it's a pretty solid week overall if you take the entire week into consideration. So I think that's it for now, guys. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want access to these strategies, there's just this one strategy that we apply on the live sessions. This is one of the main strategies that we're following here every live. However, if you guys want to learn the high-low scalp, the pivot scalp, any of the other strategies that I've taught in the past, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com right here, click on unlock your free access, and then you'll get access to the course here. I've been trading for about over 10 years now. I've been trading live with you guys for like about 5 or 7 years. And every strategy that I've used in, over those years is introduced in this course here, which is completely free. So if you guys want to go and learn these strategies, feel free to sign up to the free intro course on the website. And if you guys want the indicators, you guys can upgrade at any moment. So yeah, guys, other than that, have a great weekend, be safe. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. You can email me, Sean@kodikaitrades.com, or you guys can message me on Telegram @KodiKaiTrades. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for this week, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday.